wanted me to be a ballerina, and I did the ballet thing for a little while there as a child, but no, when the junior dragsters came about and my brother first started racing the junior dragster before I did, and seeing him do it, it was a natural thing that I just wanted to get straight in and gave ballet the flick. My parents were involved, or mainly my dad, I guess, was involved in racing as he was growing up, and he developed a passion for drag racing, and so basically I was born into the passion for it.
She dreamed of winning. She wanted to go where only a few men had ventured. Heart, like a wheel.
There are rules against a woman driving?
As a kid growing up, I always looked to Shirley Muldowney. I always followed her, you know, the movies and stuff that she released over the time, Heart Like a Wheel. I would just play and play and play and play over and over and over.
And she became one of the most extraordinary champions of our time.
That's a lady that obviously made a big difference in drag racing. She's a lot of girls' heroes and stuff like that. In Australia, I always really looked to Rochelle Splatt. These ladies were all there as I was coming through juniors and looking up at them thinking, you know, wow, and not ever expecting to be in the same position. From junior dragster took me a few years. I had about 5 or 6 years in between racing junior dragster to when I was able to myself purchase a car, which was my modified dragster. About 22 when I got that. I'd started racing that, and you know, we were travelling the country and going for championships and stuff, which we had some success in, which was really good. Throughout that happening, in an off sort of chance kind of way, I come across getting the drive in the jet racing Datsun Ute. And that was literally through a friend of a friend, and just saying about my interest in the car and how much I loved it because I'd seen it race, and it's just a crazy little car which, you know, you all look at it and go, geez, that must be fun to drive. And then I was actually down here in Sydney, and I went via the pit, and Colin Wilshire, who owns the car and the jet racing team, he sort of approached me and said, oh, so I heard you want to drive this, and I said, hell yeah, I want to drive it. And that's how it happened with that. We have a lot of fun with those cars. They're obviously a handful, and you know, it's not necessarily just do the same thing every pass with those things, so there's a lot of challenges, and you know, they're on the edge with their performance. They're very on the edge, so it's quite a fun bit of gear. It's the first time I'd driven a car for a team. And you know, that's a whole different ball game in itself. So yeah, it's been great to have that learning process, and the Wilshire family are supporting me now through this opportunity that's come about, which is great. And I'll still be driving the Ute at the Jamboree events later on in the year, which will be great again. And that's been the progression to then coming about, and then I've been lucky enough to be asked to step into the Top Fuel, so amazing. I got a phone call from Phil, and he asked me to drive the car, and it just totally shocked me. The family obviously had quite a process of deciding on a driver and who they felt would fit in to their family, because this is what it is. So there was a lengthy process for them in that, but as far as I was concerned, I just got a phone call from Phil, and the offer was there, and I was damn sure I was going to take it. So it just, yeah, it was amazing. Amazing. That doesn't happen too often. So I'm absolutely flattered, and I'm amazed at the respect that is out there. So I'm very grateful. So I think there's a lot in just stepping back and seeing how the operation works before I'm actually in it and a part of it. already I'm seeing how things happen and the way that the whole team works. So it's good to just be here, to be a part of it all, and then just suck as much information as I can out. And from Richie especially, you know, like he's very experienced in what he does. So as much little bits of advice that he can give, and you know, Phil the same. He's very experienced and he'll give me plenty of advice along the way. Expectation wise is I want to obviously do all the things I'm told I need to be doing, like not making silly mistakes. You know, turning around and saying, well, I want to come out and run this on my 4th pass or something like that. That's not where I'm at. I just want to get the car and I want to do exactly that. I want to do it in the steps that the team want me to do it in and get there in safely and, you know, as good as I can. Love to run a 4-second pass at over 300 mile an hour on my first full pass, if that's what it is. But it's going to take a process to get there, and it's just doing the right thing in the seat. That's where my expectations are. I'd be lying to say I wasn't nervous about it. I think anyone would be nervous when they're getting in the seat of one of these cars, but I'm really pumped to do it, really excited, and I'm sure it's going to scare the crap out of me, but I'll get there.